The Ponderosa wasn't just a ranch, it was a television revolution. Bonanza galloped into living rooms in 1959, dazzling audiences with color, drama, and family values. But behind the Cartwrights' wholesome image, chaos reigned. Actors despised their roles, horses rebelled, sets burned to the ground, and scripts sometimes made no sense. Some characters never existed, others vanished mysteriously, and a few of the show's most iconic moments almost never happened. From secret writers to dangerous stunts, the stories behind Bonanza are stranger than fiction. Saddle up. It's time to uncover 20 weird, wild, and little-known facts about the show that changed television forever. When Bonanza premiered in 1959, it wasn't just a television show. It was a strategic weapon in NBC's battle to sell RCA color televisions. At the time, color TV was a luxury few Americans could afford, expensive and untested, and NBC needed a way to convince families it was worth the investment. Enter Bonanza, the first Western filmed in vibrant color, with sweeping shots of the Lake Tahoe landscapes and meticulously chosen costume colors. Each Cartwright was assigned a signature hue: Ben in green, Adam in black, Hose in brown, and Little Joe in tan. This clever color coding allowed viewers to instantly identify the brothers, even from across a room, and added a visually striking element that black and white sets simply couldn't replicate. Families flocked to stores and invested in color TVs, eager to experience the full grandeur of the Ponderosa at home. Sunday nights became a ritual. Parents, children, grandparents, all gathered around their new sets, mesmerized by the combination of family drama, adventure, and cinematic visuals. The show's success went far beyond entertainment. It demonstrated how television could shape consumer behavior, selling millions of color sets and changing the television industry forever. Bonanza wasn't just a hit. It was a meticulously designed marketing machine disguised as a family western, showing that storytelling and commerce could ride side by side, and that a beautifully shot western could literally revolutionize the way America watched TV. Before the Cartwrights became the iconic trio we know today, Ben was originally written with 4 sons, including a youngest named Clay. Clay was designed to be wild, reckless, and a constant source of trouble, shaking up the family dynamic with impulsive decisions and youthful mischief. On paper, it sounded compelling. 4 brothers, 4 storylines, 4 arcs to explore. But in practice, the production quickly ran into problems. Juggling 4 separate storylines every episode proved overwhelming for writers, budgets spiraled, and test audiences became confused. Viewers couldn't keep track of which brother did what or why they should care about any of them. The solution was simple: erase Clay before filming ever began. His personality traits were redistributed between Little Joe and Hose, and just like that, the youngest Cartwright vanished. There was no explanation, no memorial, no plotline acknowledging his absence. For years, cast members joked about the ghost brother, a Cartwright who never made it home. While Clay's disappearance might seem minor, it fundamentally shaped the show's structure. Reducing the family to 3 brothers created a clearer, more manageable dynamic. The writers could develop arcs more fully, viewers could easily follow the action, and each brother's personality had space to shine. Ironically, in a show all about family, one member of the family never even existed. Yet that ghostly absence became part of Bonanza's lore, a behind-the-scenes quirk that fans and cast remembered with humor and curiosity, adding another layer of weirdness to the legendary Western. Lorne Greene, a classically trained Canadian actor known for his commanding Shakespearean presence, wasn't exactly thrilled when NBC offered him the role of Ben Cartwright. Initially, he turned it down twice. To Greene, a cowboy on a TV Western seemed like a step backward, almost a betrayal of everything he had worked for in theater and radio. He had spent years cultivating gravitas, commanding attention with deep, authoritative performances, and suddenly he was being asked to saddle up and ride into living rooms across America. But the producers were persistent, and eventually, the promise of a substantial paycheck and, crucially, the right to approve scripts won him over. Greene wanted the role to have depth, morality, and complexity. He refused to play a one-dimensional cowboy stereotype. He wanted Ben Cartwright to be a father, a patriarch, a man carrying grief, wisdom, and moral authority. From the very first episode, Green redefined the character, transforming Ben from a simple Western hero into the emotional and ethical center of the Ponderosa. His insistence on meaningful scripts, layered performances, and authenticity gave the show a heart that resonated with audiences. Decades later, Green's portrayal remains iconic. Viewers still affectionately call him Pa, a testament to the depth and humanity he brought to Ben Cartwright. What he thought would be a career mistake became instead a timeless legacy in television history. The Ponderosa Ranch, as depicted on Bonanza, was larger than life, literally. The Cartwrights' home was said to span 1,000 square miles, a sprawling empire of cattle, timber, and open Nevada territory. To put it in perspective, that's bigger than the entire state of Rhode Island. But in reality, no 1860s Nevada ranch came anywhere close. The largest historical ranches topped out around 100,000 acres, and even that was rare. Yet the writers never wavered from the mythic scale. They weren't concerned with historical accuracy. What mattered was creating a sense of grandeur, of a family ruling a kingdom rather than merely owning property. Audiences bought into the fantasy. For 14 seasons, the Ponderosa existed in a strange space between reality and legend. Maps were drawn, theme parks were built, and fans flocked to Lake Tahoe hoping to glimpse the fabled ranch. Most of the outdoor scenes were shot on Hollywood backlots, yet viewers suspended disbelief. The size, impossible and outlandish, became part of the magic, lending the Cartwrights a sense of mythic importance that transcended the screen. Even today, the Ponderosa lives in pop culture, a symbol of adventure, family, and the power of storytelling to transform a simple set into a legendary, almost tangible place. The line between fiction and reality blurred, making fans believe in a ranch that, in truth, could never exist. Behind the wholesome facade of the Cartwright family, the Bonanza cast lived a world of tension, personal struggle, and tragedy. Pernell Roberts, who played Adam Cartwright, openly despised the show. A thoughtful, intellectual actor, he clashed constantly with producers over scripts, storylines, and the family-friendly focus of the series. Roberts wanted the show to tackle serious issues like injustice and social inequality, but instead, he was handed sanitized adventures and predictable plots. After 6 seasons of mounting frustration, he walked away, turning down massive residuals to pursue roles that aligned with his ideals. Meanwhile, Dan Blocker, the gentle giant Hose Cartwright, faced entirely different challenges. Standing 6'4" and weighing over 300 pounds, Blocker's sheer size created problems on set. Costumes had to be custom-made, furniture reinforced, and horses specially trained. Off-screen, he was a beloved presence, caring for crew and extras alike, but his work came at physical risk. Tragically, in 1972, during the show's 14th season, Blocker died unexpectedly at 43 following gallbladder surgery complications. His loss devastated the cast, particularly Michael Landon, who played Little Joe. Landon had grown close to Blocker, seeing him as a mentor and brother figure. Landon himself had narrowly survived dangerous stunts, including a near-fatal fall that left him with cracked ribs. Blocker's death reshaped Landon's approach to acting and risk, leaving a mark on the show and his career that lasted long after filming ended. The production of Bonanza was a constant battle between ambition and chaos, with some of its most iconic moments born from extreme challenges. The burning map in the opening credits, a shot now etched in television history, took 37 painstaking attempts to perfect. Each hand-drawn map had to ignite in perfect synchronization with the swelling orchestral theme, and most attempts either burned too quickly, barely caught, or filled the stage with smoke, forcing evacuations. Horses, essential to the Western aesthetic, were another constant headache. Each Cartwright had a mount, but these animals loathed each other. Chub, Blocker's massive horse, would bite or charge at the others, while Sport, Pernell Roberts' mount, was nervous and high-strung. Trainers had to keep the horses separated off-camera and intervene whenever tensions arose. Lauren Green, playing Ben, had never ridden before the show and was terrified of horses. Private lessons over months gradually improved his skills, but even seasoned sequences caused him white-knuckle fear. As if that weren't enough, the Ponderosa set burned down 3 separate times. The first fire, sparked by faulty wiring, destroyed the ranch house facade. Subsequent fires included a lantern mishap and a wildfire that leveled much of the outdoor set. Each time, the crew improvised, using backlot scenes and soundstage interiors to maintain production. By the last rebuild, the Ponderosa was stronger, fireproofed, and safer, a testament to the show's resilience and the ingenuity required to keep the legend alive. Behind the scenes of Bonanza, not all contributions were visible or celebrated. Jean Holloway, one of the few female television writers of the 1950s and 60s, played a pivotal role in shaping some of the show's most compelling episodes. Her scripts, full of moral dilemmas, family conflict, and emotional depth, earned critical praise. But the industry's bias against women meant her name never appeared in the credits. For 3 seasons, Holloway's work was attributed to male writers, erasing her contribution from public recognition. Meanwhile, Victor Senung, who portrayed the Cartwrights cook Hop Sing, navigated a different kind of challenge, racial stereotyping. Hollywood demanded a subservient, heavily accented character, but Senung fought to give Hop Sing intelligence, competence, and occasional moral authority. He rewrote dialogue, advocated for storylines where Sing saved the day, and ensured the character wasn't reduced to a caricature. For 14 seasons, Senung walked a tightrope between compromise and integrity, portraying a role that paid the bills while carving out dignity for his character. Off-screen, he pursued personal passions, especially aviation, finding freedom in the skies that Hollywood could not offer. Together, Holloway and Senung exemplify the unsung heroes of Bonanza, those whose creativity, courage, and principles shaped the show in ways viewers could feel, even if they didn't know their names. Their legacies remind us that the magic of television often depends on those working in the shadows, balancing artistry against industry constraints. While Bonanza thrilled viewers with family drama and Western adventure, the production was a whirlwind of continuity errors and rushed filming schedules. Characters frequently contradicted themselves. Ben claimed never to have visited San Francisco in one episode, only to reference a business trip there 5 years prior in another. Ho's fear of water disappeared overnight as he dove into rivers in later seasons, while Little Joe's age fluctuated depending on the writer and storyline. The writers produced 30 to 35 episodes per season, an enormous workload by any standard, and no single showrunner maintained a Bible to ensure consistency. Scripts were written quickly, filmed faster, and aired before anyone could double-check details. In this chaotic environment, guest actors became reliable anchors. Bing Russell, for example, appeared 25 times in various law enforcement roles over the years, sometimes as the same deputy, sometimes as entirely new characters. Russell didn't love the repetitive work. He wanted to produce, create, and build something of his own, but the paychecks enabled him to fund his dream. Founding the Portland Mavericks, an independent minor league baseball team celebrated for its rebellious spirit. In a way, the show's production chaos created opportunities for guest stars to leverage their time on set for long-term ambitions. Despite its contradictions, Bonanza maintained its charm, and these recurring actors became familiar faces for audiences. A comforting constant amid the wild inconsistencies of the Ponderosa. In 1964, RCA Records decided to add lyrics to the theme, hoping to release a single and capitalize on the show's popularity. Jay Livingston and Ray Evans crafted lyrics describing the Cartwrights, the Ponderosa, and the ideals of family and adventure. Yet the result fell flat. Radio stations refused to play it, fans rejected it as forced and clunky, and the single was quietly withdrawn, the master tapes buried. Decades later, during a 2001 reunion special, Michael Landon Jr. discovered the original lyric sheets among his father's belongings. Curious, he had them recorded with modern production, but again, the lyrics failed to resonate. The lesson was clear. Some music, like some stories, is more powerful when left unaltered. Interestingly, the lyrics were born from a bet. Ray Evans had been challenged to write words for the bombastic theme, proving it could carry lyrics. But the bet itself demonstrated that it didn't need them. The theme's strength lay in its raw, untamed orchestral energy, perfectly capturing the expansive landscapes, family drama, and adventure that defined Bonanza. Sometimes silence and instrumental storytelling speak louder than any words ever could. Through television, music, theme parks, and cultural memory, Bonanza left a lasting imprint, proving that fiction, when crafted compellingly, can transcend screens and enter the hearts of millions. The show may have ended quietly, but its legend continues to gallop across generations.